Let's go and have a quick look at the euro. This was something that I've been looking at quite a lot recently. Looking at it initially from this move higher, and we got out of this downtrend. We spent a long time balancing. This was the whole of January, in fact most of December as well. We just balanced this area. You can see from this volume profile we got a lot of balance in a very tight range. This was from 109.72s really down to 108.28 area, so 150 tick range, and we just took all of the value from those 2 months into that range. We then broke out, we moved higher, and it was all going to be a case then of could we sustain this move really above these 111.33.48 area. We did it for a little while, but we did fail to continue. We dropped back to the highs of the range at 110.88 and the 200 MA. That was, you were starting to see the longs sort of running out of strength up here. We then dropped lower, and the key was, could we then hold the retest of this trend? We sat on it, the trend came in very conveniently at the top of value, and we just got this very muted balancing out. We just sat here and did very, very little. From there, we've got this bearish engulfing, and we're moving lower. So we are now really at the first objective of 108.28 area. We're now looking to see if we can get down as far as 107.28 and a little bit further. So for clues on where we go next, let's go and have a quick look at the profile. I'll start us off on a weekly profile of the euro. Here we go. This is your weekly profile. Now, first thing to note, we are looking pretty weak in terms of value for the last 4 weeks has dropped, and there's been no overlap. The value is this orange area, been absolutely no overlap in value for the last 4 weeks. Now this says that the bears are in control, and we're looking for lower prices. For the time being, we are looking reasonably balanced down here. You've got this sort of dip of volume, and that's why we're seeing balance up here. And this is very similar to that area that I mentioned where we dropped down as far as the moving average and the top of that value area. That was essentially the same as these highs over here, and these are the old weekly highs. So that's why we got this balance here. You can see we've got very low volume in this area, so we just balanced it off above 109.95s, and that is why we didn't get too much of a move, and that's why you got those few rather muted looking candles up here, and this was that balancing out phase. So we got that, and then it's a case of which way do you move from there. We could have moved straight back up, moved back up into this range, and then continued the move higher had we got back above the 200 MA. We didn't do it. We dropped lower once again, and we're now once again balancing lower. We found a decent area to sort of hold. We've got this little bit of single prints. You've then got another low down at 108.26, as well as this old VPOC as well. So reasonably sensible place for the market to have stopped for the time being. It's now going to be a case of, it could be for until the end of the week that we sit here. If we do move higher, I'd expect maybe a little bit of a move into this area. You've got a couple of peaks of volume at 109.26. This could very well get filled out. Just spend a little bit of time up here between 26s, really back down to 108.86. Bit of time there, fill some volume in, and then we can decide which way we want to go. If we start breaking down lower, then you've got the aforementioned lows of this range, which come at 107.86 and 107.28. Beyond there, we're once again into another reasonably low volume little area, and that's going to take us right the way down to 106.70. So that's quite a long way down if we do break, but as I say, we're back through that low volume area. If we get the break, then I do think we come off quite a bit, and then we're back down into these balance areas. So I'll be looking for 106.70 or 69.70, and then you've got this very distinct dip of volume here at 106.29s. That is where I'd expect to see a little bit of support. See the market hold on to this. You might need to put your stops below 106.22 area for a little bit of a rotation higher, and we could go back to 106.69. So let's go and have a quick look on your dailies. and see if that can give us a little bit more clue on as to what we're going to get for the rest of the week. Right, so here we go. This is your dailies, and we are seeing what is currently looking like an inside day in the euro. Of course, it's not an inside day until tomorrow, until we actually establish whether it is or it isn't. Key areas at the minute are going to be this value area high, which comes in at 108.85. It also coincides very nicely with Monday's VPOC. So if we can't get above there, it's looking like we just balance out a little bit and then look for the move, the break, whichever way it comes tomorrow. This is one of the first days we're actually seeing value just not dropping straight the way down. If we start moving any higher, I'd be looking towards this midpoint and low at 109.14s, and then up as far as this sort of point of control and peak of volume. Again, when you get through these little low volume areas, I expect sometimes for it to push just to the next high volume and then start drifting back in. So that's why I think we could get this little push here. So you either look to sell 14s for the resistance straight away and it's dropped straight back, or you wait for it to get up to 26s and then look for it to come back and fill in. Beyond there, really the next key areas I'd be looking for is this 109.95. So you've got a midpoint, you've got a low, you've got a previous low as well. You've also got this little dip of volume here. I'll be looking for that to hold if we get a move any further up, if we get that inside daybreak higher, and then up to this ledge at 110.07 and the value area high at 110.12. So that's what I'm looking for the euro. At the minute, it's going to come down to the inside daybreak likely tomorrow. If it does extend this afternoon, then for me, I'm sort of thinking if we get below these 108.37s, we could very well be looking for 107.86 and 107.28 to the upside. Because we've got that very strong shift in value down in weeklies, I'd actually be expecting us to not really get much above 109.26 so far this week. So that's where I'd be thinking could be the peak on the upside. To the downside, I do think we've got a little bit more scope. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good afternoon, and I will speak to you for the debrief a little bit later on. Cheers, guys.